So I showered and had another meltdown doing laundry. It's not a criminal intent thing. It is these people believe that my behavior that they helped create with a neuropsychiatric brain injury, I enjoy it. And I'm supposed to be grateful. I mean, if you could have heard what was coming out of me, just pouring right on out. But that's slander, libel, we don't believe your health condition, blah blah fucking blah. Well, leftover tacos for dinner sounds good. They're not hallucinations, they're not delusions, they're called flashbacks. Especially when people are smashing me like a potato. Oh well, right? Them grabbing my wrist, doing the lock, and all that good stuff because my family gets to make their statements, whereas mine, trying to denote gravity, are seen as nothing but aggression. So again, as I said, Feinberg and Associates, the psychiatric person, Mary McBrayer, falling asleep or pretending to so she didn't have to report or record anything. Convenient, isn't it? Only for cops to keep coming in, calling me a liar, and slamming my ass to the wall. To the point I can't even fucking sleep at night. I'm pretty sure that they're responsible for their own goddamn actions that the taxpayers have to pay for. Hell, I just took a shower as a 36-year-old man and didn't touch myself. I'm assuming most men do when they shower. And if they don't, they're lying. I talk about a lot of touchy subjects for a reason. So let me tell you how they tried to establish mental health with their bullshit. Your mother had smothered you. We're dead. We're in heaven or hell, and blah, blah, blah. With Patrick's family pretending to be the devil and its hoof. The Holy Trinity 3 times on my right ankle. Nobody seems to care about this. All they're concerned about is me having my trying to denote gravity with language and volume. To me, this volume is normal because of the ringing in my ears from being bludgeoned and all of that. This is completely normal to me. Plus, I can actually feel my vocal cords after having at least one major stroke thanks to police brutality. Trying to watch TV to calm myself, but it doesn't really work that much anymore. I wish it were hallucinations and delusions in a way, because then, there would be a way to rectify it. The medications would work as they're supposed to. Stopping cannabis would make the symptoms go away. Guess what? It didn't. It made them get worse. So, those times they ran me to Mediview and drug tested me. Mason County. No cannabis. My symptoms got a hell of a lot worse off cannabis treatment. Brown County and their goddamn situation with cop dick pic entrapment and the shit there. I've had it up to here with legal getting away with whatever the fuck they want. If nothing more, they could at least make sure that my goddamn medical record is amended to show the correct diagnoses. Medical fraud has a nice ring to it, especially when it's covering human trafficking. Only for them to come in bitching about my behavior, to throw me against the wall yet again, disagreeing with their version of the story, forced medical treatment, comprehend, ask several people about Risperdal Consta. My mouth, those physicians, honest to God, those physicians diagnosed it as the shits of the mouth. I really doubt that they recorded it. My apologies for anyone who got harmed by any of my behavior. Here's what your goddamn behavior did to me, or lack thereof. So the second load of towels is in the dryer. Our second load is in the dryer. The other towels are folded and put away. I do not lack motivation. I go through episodes when my physical illness is flaring. All the symptoms are exacerbated, including loss of muscular control, muscle weakness, extreme fatigue, syncope, heart palpitations, etc. The heart palpitations are enough to send anybody into a panic attack. They're that bad. But it's none of our, we're not concerned about your health. Say law enforcement. We don't have to take that into account. At least in Mason County. Here, after checking me out in the ER for nothing, you're going to Mercy Claremont because we find it to be a behavioral mental health issue only. Well, you all have fun proving that in a court of law with imaging showing the goddamn skull fractures from a bunch of fucking perverts producing child porn. Rape child porn. You all have a good goddamn time explaining that in a court of law. Violating the ADA? Sorry if I become somewhat upset about it. I was the one forced into treatment, not you. So am I supposed to be grateful for Kim Razor's lack of ethics? Especially with the goddamn judge in the same fucking courthouse? My apologies that I was the one forced into treatment that just only made things worse. And that's why this is the easiest way for this to occur. Not because I'm going to hurt anyone, but because they're going to sit there and cry about language. It is not disrespect or trying to be offensive so much as it is the gravity of the situation and how badly it harmed me, physically as well as mentally. But you didn't want to know that. Go to hell. People see this as aggression, as something wrong. This, expressing the grief and frustration and anger and sadness, is healthy. Granted, the psychotic episodes weren't, but as I said, they had come in threatening us, causing property damage. Threat to life will make people do a lot. So, beginning with not being able to report child abuse with Charlotte Wentz, I wonder why, to sex sells, and these are the drugs you will be purchasing, you shall never tell us no, to Deputy Lisa whatever it is now, to being poisoned and Patrick Boggs' family giving my family a pat on the back, to collapsing in the high school that day from, I'm assuming, a TIA, with the faculty fucking students and dealing drugs. Huge thank you to Mason County for their fine moral upbringing. Use my pasta spoon. There's a time for appearances and to be polite and politically correct and proper. There's also a time to be nothing but a cutthroat bitch. As I stated, and it wasn't some goddamn terroristic threat, I tried to be diplomatic. I tried to be quiet about everything. I tried to be polite. This is what I'm going through. I appreciate the leniency that is shown surrounding cannabis in Mason County. However, I don't appreciate being bitch slapped in the face about my sexuality, my sexual orientation, my gender identity, my disabilities. Some days I feel like the laziest piece of shit in the world, believe it or not, and it drives me even crazier. It's not good for my mental health. But there are just those kind of physical days with my particular constellation of symptoms that no doctor has ever agreed upon what it is, other than, well, we know you're crazy, you're depressed. No fucking shit. Being surrounded by people who are constantly tormenting and teasing you and finding it hilarious about just, hand gestures. I never felt persecuted by it. Never. Never as a child. I thought it was hilarious that they got such a laugh out of it. But the older I got, and the more matters that actually mattered, that they just didn't give a damn about versus, you're changing as a person. You people allowed my family to fucking molest and rape me. Never even fucking stopping to check in and make sure we were okay, while at least Mom and I were shoveling cow shit by hand. All because of how Uncle Richard had treated them growing up. He was good to us. Thanks a goddamn lot. You all find Shell so goddamn entertaining, no fucking wonder. As I stated, I have tried to apologize to the neighbors that have been out and not busy doing something, because I meant no criminal intent going around the neighborhood chanting. We were taught to pray out loud, 100% factual, just like I have Tourette's syndrome. Oh, this is the point I was making. All this shit is reality. It's reality. My reality. What I have to live with on the daily. Who in the hell are the delusional ones? That skull fracture, imaging, is not a delusion or a hallucination. It actually happened. The rapes actually happened. There are some night terror ones in there as well. That's what I get to go through. It's called PTSD, flashbacks and night terrors. As I said, there are night terrors in there. Those medications that they say help, out of that list of probably at least 20, I found 1 to 2 of them to even be mildly effective. Cymbalta and the Seroquel. But the Seroquel only because it tranquilized me to the point I didn't even know where the fuck I was. Asking for a higher and higher dosage is the textbook definition of addiction. For Seroquel, I asked for an increase in pain medication 1 time in 5 years. I hated taking it. Absolutely hated fucking taking it. But painful conditions are pretty fucking painful. Especially when you're bludgeoned for a disability. Huge federal civil rights violations. But it didn't extend to me because I was a cock-sucking, fudge-packing faggot. School districts can expel homosexual students if they so choose. Now, do you understand the true reason behind states suing the federal government to overturn the new Title IX protections for gay and transgender students? So while Charlotte Wentz was the secretary at Straub and her husband was sheriff and the other disgusting shit I have mentioned, do you understand now how the system worked, at least in Mason County? It was absolutely sickening. I'd like to be left alone for once in my goddamn life without social workers fucking it up again. I do believe I've made that comment. People claiming that they're afraid of me because of language. Well, my mother would come up behind me and grab me to hug me, or, she had poisoned me and all that stuff from my childhood. And she, I'm assuming, would get upset when I tried to explain what happened to me through playful gestures. You remember when, I would lose consciousness? Well, I was in a chokehold. She called me a liar every time. My own mother. That never happened to you. How many different antipsychotropic drugs have you been on, Mom? How many times were you in mental health facilities? Calling me a liar about being raped? Yeah, thanks. That's helpful. The one, some of the only people you think you can really, truly reach out to, in some cases. Not mine. Not mine. I can remember coming to in the milk barn one time, walking back up to the house for something, her asking, "You're not gay, are you?" I was just like, what in the fuck happened that time? But, I had to ignore it because, go to report fucking abuse to somebody like Charlotte Wentz with her husband and the story I said there. What in the fuck did you think would happen? That is just absolute. To me, that's treason. People turning their back on their own American citizens, children especially. Oh, but going back to the complex tics and tremors, people thinking I'm aggressive going through a grocery store. That's not exactly what's happening. And then when it starts happening, and I have to remind myself, but it still freaks me out, just makes it worse. But nobody ever wanted to take the time to review what had happened and the symptoms that were created from it. They blamed it on that car accident. Here's the story behind that goddamn car accident, since that's what you want to cling to. The Mountaineer, Trippy Gooding, Grey Goose Vodka from Maysville Liquor. But oh well, right? Oh well. You know, that's in the past. Let it go. What in the hell is this movie? The Big Lebowski. And this is a day in my shoes. Just imagine me being in the public workplace with this goddamn condition. Just this one. Granted, it's protected in the workplace, but they find other ways to get rid of you just because, you know, it's annoying as fuck. I'm supposed to feel sorry for other people who find it annoying. I don't think so. To me, that would be self-pity. I had to get over everything psychologically or I would have died a long time ago. Thelma and Louise comes on at 4:45. That's a good movie. Interesting, anyway. Double Jeopardy's on. I definitely don't want to watch this. Something's on at 4:15 and it's set to auto-tune. What are you doing? And it's almost 4:15 and someone will be home from work, so I think I'll just let it die down for tonight. We're just having leftover tacos, nothing to show. What are you doing? He's so funny. I need to get her up and take her out. She's so sweet. Until next time.